So this is day 5 of the Daniel fast, and I'm recording this at night. I'll actually be recording, 2 days. I tend to record them in bulk, and I decided this time to record it at night because the last 2 videos that I recorded, you can hear my family very audibly in the background. So I didn't want to have that issue, and I figured I'd have more success at night than I would during the day when everyone's home and awake. So for day 5, I'm not proud to say, but I didn't have breakfast. Actually, I had a late breakfast. If I didn't really have breakfast. I had some water just to kind of, keep any hunger pangs at bay. And as I said before, water is an important part of feeling full as well. So it felt okay, but I definitely understood that I wasn't nourishing my body the way that I needed to. And so when we got home, I had a smoothie, so that felt really good. And my husband made some veggie patties for me. And so he used like black beans and oats and I think nuts. So the texture was a little on the soft side, but it tasted good. I mean, it had mushrooms in it too, so it had some nice bite to it. And he's just sort of like very good at like coming up with things on the fly. I like recipes, but he made it it was really good with some broccoli. So that's what I had for lunch. And then later on, I made lentil stew. So I had that for dinner and added some beans that he cooked as well. The beans didn't have a whole lot of flavor, so it kind of like watered down the soup when I added it, but it was still very filling, and the added protein can't hurt. And then I had apples and peanut butter because I want a little something sweet, and yeah, that's it. That's what I had. That was my thing. And I think the big thing that I learned for day 5 was about research. So the other day I was really excited about this sushi that I had because I'm thinking the ingredients in sushi are very straightforward. It's seaweed and rice, and then if it's vegetarian, the place I go to, it's vegetables, so it's the shiitake mushroom, or it's avocado, or it's cucumber. So I was very excited to think this is completely safe to eat. No, not exactly. So I was just curious, like after the fact, maybe something within my spirit, not even maybe, but something within my spirit said, you should check that out. And so I checked it out, and it turns out that sushi rice is prepared with vinegar, which is what I know, but it's also oftentimes prepared using sugar and salt. So not happy to have made that kind of a slip up. I think this first week has been very humbling to me. All the things that I thought that I knew and was so confident about, I'm definitely getting checked quite a few times on it. So it's definitely important. Big lesson for day 5 was do your research. Just check on things, read labels. That was the big thing. Do your research, read your labels. The big thing for me is I don't want to get caught up in making this legalistic, like, I'm constantly on the rules. I want to be cognizant of what this fast requires, and at the same time not lose the spirit of what it's about, at least in my opinion. And a big part of that is, as I've said many times before, is that it's about eating whole foods in a spiritually minded way. But what about God, infiltrating how we treat our bodies, how we feed our bodies? That's really what I feel the focus of the Daniel fast is about. The Daniel fast is really about taking care of ourselves and realizing that, in my opinion, that God's creation is sufficient to feed us. What comes out of the ground, what comes out naturally, without having really any effort, is sufficient. Just the natural things of creation, the natural things that God has put on this planet, is enough to sustain us. And to me, that's what this fast taught me, and it's one of the reasons that it's the primary reason why I became a vegetarian. So I don't want to constantly be looking at a rule book saying, can I eat this, can I eat this, can I eat this? You know, I'm not looking to bend rules necessarily. I am very upfront about what I do and make exceptions for. So, you know, I do make exceptions for white rice, and for this fast, for the first time, I do make exceptions for cranberries. But I don't feel like that prevents me from understanding the truth of what this experience is about. So really be truthful. That's another lesson. Be truthful about what this is supposed to be about. And we have different goals that we're trying to accomplish in this fast. So I don't presume that my experience is supposed to be identical to yours. But I do presume that we are coming at this. If you're doing the Daniel fast, I presume that you're doing it because you have a desire to know God on a deeper level. And my hope and my prayer is that for anyone is that God will reveal himself to you in this process. That's my goal for myself and for anyone doing this and committing to it in an honest way.